Hello, and how are you today? My name is Peter. Welcome to eWorks discussion today. I'm delighted to talk about a very passionate topic today. And I would say that eWork is not here to judge or to assume that I know it all idea, but we are here specifically for two things. Number one, eWork is here to be part of the mentorship program to nurture and challenge people around and about their skills, their potentials, and their unique abilities. I strongly believe that we all have something to share, to talk about, and sometimes when we are silent about the same, we do not make the difference that is so needed. Number two, eWork is here to bridge skills and the same talents to the very many opportunities out there. You know, things are evolving as time goes. The people who take care of all or almost the backbone of the economy are service providers, Juakari people, the workforce. You know, before you see that tall building in town, well, I know the sponsors could be one or three people, but for that building to be the machinery, the strength, the manpower, the majority, the people who are involved are you and myself. So the topic for today is about 3 habits that some service providers exhibit, which are bad behaviors, and 2 vices that some customers bring on board that are very bad. And we want to discuss some of these vices and to see how we can challenge some of these cultures or this culture. Now, talking about service providers, I want to just mention the 3 of them. Number 1, there are service providers who commit beyond where or how or what they can manage. Number 2, you must not exhibit poor management of time and poor communication skills. Habit number 3 is dishonesty, where you never accept your fault. And that is to talk about service providers, foodies and contractors and people who are giving services, experts. You could be the person who is offering interior decoration services, could be the landscaper, the person doing grass work or welding, or you're the one in charge of marketing some services, you are veterinarian, whatever your hustle is, your area of expertise. We should not adopt those 3 bad habits, and I will repeat them again. Do not commit to something that is above your capability. Number 2, ensure you are a great communicator and you're good in time management. And number 3, you should accept fault where necessary and be honest. Most of the time you'll find that like foodies and such experts are known to, if they tell you I'll come tomorrow and they either don't show up or they come late. Others will promise you heaven, but they can't even leap 3 feet high. That is the issue that has made a lot of cries. And some other people, they're just full of lies, they are not truthful. I know you can relate to the fact that some people, when they tell you I'm going to fix your place where you're going to pay me, and you say maybe the day after tomorrow, and you could more or less think they will not honor. So these habits and a culture that has been so negatively impacted. Remember, work is solving problems, and these 3 just create more. There is no way you can say you respect your work and yet you are creating further problems. Work is in essence a productive way of doing things and activities that bring results and solutions. Looking to the other side of the coin, customers, there are 2 habits that I'm pretty sure you might have come across. And number 1, there is a habit of some customers delaying to pay or even refusing to pay for services provided. Another bad habit, customers are not willing to supervise their work. You being the customer, you don't even know what the service provider is doing. You go do whatever you're doing, and then later you come and find things are not as you expected. Personally, I would challenge that if you could supervise your work, you're not only giving the service provider a pace, but you also most likely get what you want. Now, if the service provider is not giving you what is expected of you, at an early age during your supervision, you'll be able to see that and maybe ask him to stop, other than just waiting for them to do. So personally, I would thoroughly encourage, if you are a customer, ensure that when you give people work to do for you, if you're not available, get somebody to supervise so that your expected results are as per your supervision, and the end result, you'll be part of the solution. If you don't do that, most likely the people who you have hired will do what they think in their own version, whether they know it or they are wrong about it, and at the end of the day, you come and be disappointed. The other parties, you may start saying, I'll not pay you, or these things. Personally, my opinion would be, if, for instance, the person you have hired is not up to your expectation, you will have a chance to let them be as early as you could see fit when your supervision is at hand. And if really somebody has done their job, just pay them and let them be. If you're not satisfied, then you can let them be, and maybe you don't have to hire them another time. So this is one of the discussions that I would want to bring on board and try and challenge each one of us. Whether you are the customer or you are the service provider, we must desist from this habit. Remember, if you are a doctor, you need the mechanic. If you are a mechanic, you need a teacher. We need each other. Ewak has the two ideas that I'm sharing today. The wishful desire that we challenge and be part of the mentorship process out there to encourage and nurture skills and talk to people. And we are going to continue with this, and you're welcome to contribute, to say what you think, to bring on board, and let us talk about these things. We must change this old culture where if us service providers are branded, we never keep time. You can tell me or bear some witness. There is a high probability that whenever you call a service provider to come and quote for you, you would be fearful that they say, I'll do what they are not capable to do. Others will not be honest. They will start lying when they are not able to perform as per their overrated promise or commitments. And this is very familiar to most of us. And others, when they say they'll start work tomorrow, and work normally has deadlines and timelines, they may end up staying for the longest and they don't even communicate. Or if they are to deliver some service and for sometimes things happen and they're not able to do the same, they're not willing to communicate. A situation where something happened on their head, and if they don't communicate, how is the customer or you as a customer, are you going to know what is up with your promise? So as a service provider, it is good to respect time and be time conscious around your work commitment, and then ensure that you are honest and you don't commit to things that are beyond your capability. And if something becomes a challenge, again, communicate. Don't lie to people. Don't refuse to pick call. Don't be a slave of your own commitment. It is as free as you will be paid for the services. Nobody would force you to work for them. You normally are given a chance to apply or to bring on board. So as long as you don't over-promise on where you cannot deliver, no problem. As long as you don't lie on timelines, no problem. If there's a crisis in your delivery timeline, you communicate way before. If there is a problem with the work process, you can stop it at the right time as early as possible. If possible, like our culture, the culture of Ewak, when you supervising somebody, you can even be encouraging and challenging them to deliver more. Supervised work normally has better results. Why? Because the customer will get what they want, and the service provider, if they are keen, will learn. And that is the last habit I mentioned about some not accepting their faults. When you supervise and you realize this guy will not accept his fault, at an early age, you can part him from the assignment. And you, as a service provider, it is always important to accept your faults. Everybody is in a learning process, and if you want to grow and learn, then you must be able and willing to be supervised where necessary. And if there is a fault on your delivery timeline or work results, then be willing to be honest enough and say, okay, my bad, I'm wrong here. In that way, you're able to have a smooth process. And I know each one of us listening to me, if you are keen enough, that is the best approach we should engage in service provision versus customer response, supervision, and commitment. And when we observe or excuse the vices and the habits we have just discussed, I believe we should have a smoother and a better, more healthy working culture. So you're welcome to contribute, talk out there, to nurture somebody and to be part of the resolve and not part of the problem. Thank you so much. subscribe to our channel, follow our page, comment, contribute. I mean, unless we talk about some of these things, some things will just stay as they are, and they are not helping you or myself. Thank you so much.